Hey, what's up guys? My name's Alex, and what we're going to do in this video is we are going to do what we've done in other videos. We are going to hunt for some profitable betting opportunities. So like a lot of my other videos, we'll start out on the OddsJam arbitrage page. So under betting tools, arbitrage. We've said this in tons of other videos, but sportsbooks have different odds, right? We can see on 10bet and on DraftKings, Brewers first team to score is minus 130, Cardinals is minus 105. On Barstool, they have minus 118 Brewers, plus 100 Cardinals. So sportsbooks have different odds. That's what makes them unique, right? We wouldn't need the 50 plus sportsbooks that we currently have in the United States if all bookmakers had the same odds. So these slight discrepancies in odds can yield some pretty interesting betting opportunities. Like here we see you can get Cardinals plus 120 first team to score. Obviously one of these teams has to score first, the Cardinals or the Brewers, and we can get Cardinals first team to score plus 120 on Fanduel. And we can get Brewers first team to score minus 110 on Caesars. So the best odds on OddsJam are highlighted in yellow. So again, we see Brewers minus 110 on Caesars, Cardinals plus 120 on FanDuel. One of these bets has to win, one of these bets has to lose. So you can pull up an arbitrage calculator, and depending on your bankroll on these individual sports books, maybe you can place, $500 on Caesars and 500 and 433.88, whatever, 430 if you decide to round your bet size on FanDuel Cardinals first team to score. So that's what arbitrage is, right? You're betting equal and opposite outcomes on two sports books in order to guarantee a risk-free return. So in this case, like if the Cardinals score first, my bet on FanDuel will win, and I'll have a total payout of $954.55. My total stake, 500 plus 433.88, is $933.88. So in both cases, you can pause this video, go through the math yourself. You'll see that in both cases, your total payout is $954.55, and you're only staking $933.88. That's what an arbitrage calculator shows you. It just shows you how to lock up risk-free money by finding these rare discrepancies on US sportsbooks in order to guarantee yourself a risk-free return, betting equal and opposite outcomes. So that's just one example, but what we can also do is look for what is the profitable bet here. So if I go to Pinnacle, this bet is a kind of interesting betting opportunity. It's a prop bet as well, so I thought it would be fun to look at. Is we can see Pinnacle. Pinnacle, again, is the sharpest bookmaker in the world. They're arbitrage friendly. They have high betting limits. We can see that they're giving you team to score first run, minus 109 Cardinals, minus 106 Brewers. So Pinnacle, the sharpest sportsbook in the world, actually has the Cardinals favored to score the first run, and you can get plus 120 odds on FanDuel. Right, so if we click on this bet, it kind of makes sense. Like this FanDuel plus 120 looks like the outlier, right? Like minus 105, plus 100, minus 105, and then plus 120 on FanDuel. Like it seems like those odds are too good to be true, and FanDuel is giving you odds that are too good to be true on the Cardinals. So what we can actually do is we can see, and it just moved to plus 112. Man, that sucks. But this is still a profitable bet, and it just moved to plus 102. So I wanted to place this bet quickly because plus 120 is really good, but it's already all the way down to plus 102. So I've said this in other videos, but you want to move quickly to get in on the best betting opportunities. And what you can see is we'll go to hits and runs. Is knowing how to navigate the sites quickly, first of all, is very important. So we can see team to score first. We had it plus 120. It's now down to plus 102 on FanDuel. So some of the best betting opportunities, they will move quickly. So why was this bet so good? Let's act like we placed the bet at plus 120 before the line moved. Is we can see Pinnacle Sportsbook, sharpest bookmaker, has Cardinals favored, minus 109, minus 106. So what we can do is we can go to the no vig, right? Like we could have gotten plus 120. That's feels a little crappy that we missed it, but for the point of example, minus 109 is what Pinnacle had on Cardinals first team to score, and then minus 106 Brewers. So roughly 50-50, Cardinals scoring first versus the Brewers scoring first. So we see, according to Pinnacle, sharpest bookmaker in the world, if you remove the vig, the Cardinals would be fair odds, minus 101.35 to score first with a win probability of 50.34%. And Brewers would be, this is the point of indifference for Pinnacle. Essentially, if you take Pinnacle's market, minus 109 Cardinals, minus 106 Brewers, you remove the VIG, which is how all sportsbooks make money, you get the price of indifference. So Pinnacle, according to Pinnacle, sharpest bookmaker, they would have minus 101.35 on Cardinals to score first and plus 101.35 on Brewers to score first. So that's the point of indifference for Pinnacle Sportsbook. So you can see, like, we were getting plus 120 on Fanduel on this arbitrage bet, and you can see it already, went away, which we just saw on Fanduel. We saw the odds tick down from plus 120 to plus 102. So we missed that betting opportunity. But for the sake of example, what we can do is we can say, okay, what if we got Cardinals plus 120 on Fanduel and we were able to put, let's say, $100 on it. Let's say that's our unit size, $100. We place $100 on it. The odds we were plus 120. Now it's plus 102. And the fair win percentage, according to Pinnacle. So again, the way you think about this no vig win percentage is the way Pinnacle makes money. All sportsbooks. So Pinnacle is the sharpest sportsbook, but this is the way all sportsbooks make money, is they charge juice or they charge vig, right? They charge vig for a market. So essentially, Pinnacle thinks that the Cardinals are fair, or should be, minus 101.35. That's the fair odds for Cardinals to score first. That would be the point where Pinnacle is indifferent between you betting the Brewers and you betting the Cardinals. So it would be minus 101.35 Cardinals first team to score and plus 101.35 Brewers first team to score. So what you can do is you can say, okay, based on the fact that this is Pinnacle's market, Pinnacle thinks the fair odds of the Cardinals to score first is minus 101.35, right? And that has a break-even win percentage of 50.34%. So you can go to the odds converter and you can put in minus 101.35, which was what Pinnacle's fair odds were. If you remove the juice, you remove the vig, Pinnacle's market is minus 101.35. And you can see the break-even win probability of that is 50.34%. So essentially, according to Pinnacle, the Cardinals should be 50.34% to score first, right? So the fair win percentage, according to Pinnacle, is 0.5034 of the Cardinals to score first. And we were getting plus 120 odds on Fanduel. So first team to score, FTTS is the abbreviation. So what we can see is if we bet $100 on Cardinals first team to score plus 120 odds on Fanduel, we would be winning $120 in profit, right? So 120. We would be winning that 50.34% of the time, according to Pinnacle. So according to Pinnacle's market, minus 109, minus 106, the Cardinals should be scoring 50.34% of the time first in this specific MLB matchup. And when the Cardinals score first, we win $120, right? And then the rest of the time, we're going to be losing our stake. So when the Brewers score first, this bet on Cardinals first team to score would lose, and we would lose our $100 stake. So when we win, we're staking $100 plus 120 odds. We're getting 120 in profit. When we lose, we just lose our stake, which is $100, and we're going to lose 1 minus 50.34, percent of the time. So let me add in another column. So loss percentage. So our fair loss percentage, according to Pinnacle, or the amount of time the Brewers score first, is just 1 minus 50.34%. I'm not sure why this is. You get my point. Essentially, according to Pinnacle, the Cardinals will score first 50.34% of the time. The rest of the time, 49.66% of the time, the Brewers will score first. So what we can see is, I'm not sure why this is getting an error, but let's just try this. There we go. So the expected profit of this bet per $100 bet is $11, right? We are winning 50.34% of the time. We're winning $120. So 50.34% of the time, we're winning $120. In the other 49.66% of the time, we are losing our $100 stake. So that's all the math shows you. This is positive expected value betting. Of course, nobody knows the future. Nobody knows if the Cardinals are going to score first or the Brewers are going to score first. But according to Pinnacle's market, the Cardinals should score first 50.34% of the time. Pinnacle is an arbitrage-friendly, high betting limit sportsbook. They have a very efficient sports betting market. So using their markets as an indication of the fair win probability of a bet is really the best source of indication you have for the win percentage of a specific bet. So you can see that, this bet on Fanduel, it not only was an arb to Caesars, which had minus 110 Brewers, it was an arb to Pinnacle, which had minus 106 Brewers. So if you go through the math based on your fair win percentage, your profit if you win 100 times 1.2, right? You're winning $120 of profit when the Cardinals do score first. You see that your expected profit is $11 per $100 bet, which it's pretty incredible, right? This game. So if we go back to OddsJam, we'll go to baseball. This Cardinals game is tomorrow at, like 6 p.m. or something like that. So you're getting back essentially an 11% expected return in a day. Like the top hedge fund managers make 10%, a year. And you're getting an expected return to the sharpest sportsbook in the world of 11% in one day. That is positive expected value betting. So we can go back to first team to score if I can find it. And I can't even find it anymore. Oh, here it is, first team to score. So we can see FanDuel is all the way down to plus 102. But you can kind of see based on Pinnacle's market, this plus 102 would still be profitable. It just wouldn't be nearly as profitable. So the current odds are now, plus 102. So if we place the bet at the current odds, we would be getting $102 of profit when our bet wins, and this bet would have an expected profit of 2%, which isn't terrible. It's just not the same as the 11% it was before FanDuel brought its odds down from plus 120 to plus 102. So that's an example of a mathematically profitable bet, and it also shows the importance of moving quickly because we weren't able to get in on it. And we've said this in tons of other videos, but some of the best opportunities, they move quickly. So you want to try to, move quick as well. Arbitrage in any form of risk-free profit, it's a financial market inefficiency. So you need to move quickly to get in on that inefficiency because it's not going to last forever. There are other sharp sports bettors that are looking for the same types of opportunities. So you want to move quickly and know how to navigate the sites. Like as an example, first team to score on FanDuel is under hits and runs, which doesn't really make sense to me, but that's where it is. So as long as, you should know how to navigate these sites quickly because essentially when you're trying to place bets on very good lines, and Cardinals plus 120 was a very good line, a very profitable bet, you want to be able to move quickly. So what we can do is see if there are any other betting opportunities that look interesting. So we see White Sox versus Tigers first team to score, plus 200, Twin Spires, minus 190 on FanDuel. So if we go to this game on Pinnacle, we can see if they posted markets for this specific bet yet. We can go to White Sox, Cardinals, and we can go to all. And then you can go to first run. And it doesn't look like Pinnacle has posted a market yet. So it's not clear if the plus 200 is the mathematically profitable bet or if the minus 190 on FanDuel is the mathematically profitable bet. We've said this before when arbitrage exists. Like here we see Twin Spires is an arb to FanDuel. You could place a bet, it's currently midnight, so it's Monday already, and this game is at 5:40 p.m. today. So you can make a risk-free 1.15% by later today, and that means there has to be a profitable bet, right? When arbitrage exists, there has to be a profitable bet. Either this line on Twin Spires is good or this line on FanDuel is good. And you look to Pinnacle, the sharpest bookmaker in the world, to give you an indication of, okay, which bet is profitable, right? Like here we can see, in the Yankees-Rangers game, I'm not in a state with Fox Bet currently, but you can see that Fox Bet is giving you plus 260 money line odds on the Rangers. That's an arb to bWin. It's an arb to MGM. And Pinnacle is only giving you plus 233, right? And you're getting plus 260 on Fox Bet. So there's clearly some value on the Rangers on Fox Bet. Like if we go to the Novig odds calculator, we can put in Pinnacle's market plus 233 minus 261. According to Pinnacle, the fair odds on the Rangers are plus 240.76, and you're getting plus 260 on Fox Bet. And you can see, like, Pinnacle is only giving you plus 233 on the Rangers money line. You're getting plus 260 on Fox Bet, which is almost an arb to Pinnacle, which has minus 261 Yankees. So that would be a mathematically profitable bet as well. But again, I'm not in a state that currently has Fox Bet. So you can see there are some good betting opportunities. They'll pop up, they'll go away. It's a market. It's just like the stock market. Just like the price of GameStop, maybe $5 one minute, $20 the next minute. It's the same in sports betting. Like, as news comes out, as sharp bettors begin to wager on lines, like you'll see it all the time in NFL. When sportsbooks first post NFL lines, there are a lot of discrepancies. There are a lot of line movements because on Sunday night, when NFL, week 3 lines are posted, there will be big line moves. Bettors come in, they want to place opinions in the sports betting market, and they'll start to bet. And you'll see lines start to drift. And these inefficiencies can exist where if you're looking for them and you know what you should be looking for, you can place some profitable bets. So, like, for example, this Mississippi State, the line has been drifting towards Mississippi State all day. I believe Mississippi State opened up plus 5, minus 110 on Pinnacle. And now it's Mississippi State plus 4, minus 137 odds. So you can tell, like, the line has just been ripping towards Mississippi State in this game, and BetMGM is just stale and they haven't updated yet, right? Like, Barstool has this minus 129, BetMGM has it minus 110, Pinnacle has it minus 137, Twin Spires minus 129 as well. So, and bWin is just the Canadian replica of BetMGM. So you can see that, like, lines are drifting towards Mississippi State, but BetMGM is just a little bit stale. Like, they haven't updated the line yet. Everyone else is at plus 3, minus 3, minus 110, minus 110 roughly. And you can still get plus 4, minus 110 on BetMGM. So that's positive expected value betting. You're looking for line discrepancies on value odds. So as an example, like if we go to this Rangers-Texans game, I would happily, if I were in a state with Fox Bet, place a bet on the Rangers plus 260 odds, right? It's good to the Novig fair odds from Pinnacle. It's an arb to BetMGM. It's an arb to BetMGM, so one of these bets, either the Fox Bet plus 260 or the BetMGM minus 250, has to be a profitable betting opportunity. And this plus 260, according to Pinnacle, is what the profitable bet is. So this is what I would personally want to wager on. But again, that is just based on the odds. It's not based on some, love I have for betting on the Rangers, because the Rangers are awful. I don't like betting on the Rangers because they usually lose. But, for a baseball game, plus 260 odds, like, that's pretty high, especially in a sport that seems so random. So plus 260 odds is very tempting. If I were in a state with Fox Bet, I definitely want exposure to that. But at the same time, if I could get Yankees minus 220, I would absolutely place that bet. If we could get Yankees minus 220, you could either arb it with Fox Bet this plus 260, but minus 220, right, it's also an arb to Pinnacle. Pinnacle has Yankees minus 261 and Rangers plus 233. So if I could get Yankees minus 220, I would have my bet on the Yankees. So essentially, what I'm trying to say is sports betting, everything is dependent on the odds. There should always be, as a sports bettor, a price you are willing to wager on one team and then on another team. Like, it's probably pretty obvious if the Rangers were plus 1,000 tomorrow versus the Yankees in an MLB game, you'd want to bet on the Rangers plus 1,000. And if the Yankees were, plus 500, you'd want to bet on the Yankees. So the point is everything in sports betting is dependent on the odds. It's not about picking teams or picking winners. It's about finding, great betting opportunities based on the odds you're getting. And here we can see the play is, if you want to bet on this game, Rangers plus 260. Pinnacle, sharpest bookmaker in the world, only giving you plus 233. And this bet is an arb to BetMGM. So there has to be a profitable bet. You'd much rather be on the Rangers side, plus 260, based on Pinnacle's market. So what we can do is see if any new betting opportunities popped up. It doesn't look like they have. I've already bet this Rams Bucks over 53 points, minus 115 odds on BetMGM, or I mean on Twin Spires. But yeah, so not much out there right now. But again, it's late at night on a Sunday after football, so not many markets have been posted for the upcoming week NFL games. And again, this is something you want to check constantly. Like, you want to be able to refresh OddsJam as often as you can, because new betting opportunities are always popping up. They're always going away. A player gets injured in an NFL game or in a college football game, the lines are going to start to move, and there could be some amazing betting opportunities. So the more you use the product, the more money you will make as a sports bettor. So I hope you found this video helpful and insightful. And if you have any questions, as always, you can feel free to reach out to us anytime. And, we'll be happy to help you with any questions you have, whether it's which sportsbooks you should sign up for, how to take advantage of sportsbook promotions, how to determine which odds boosts are profitable on sportsbooks. Whatever you have questions about, you can feel free to email us, and we'll be happy to answer. So thank you so much for your time, and have a great rest of your day.